Hello, and welcome to my podcast, Message from the Field. And in today's presentation, I'm going to talk to you about negative influences, perhaps where they come from, and how we can set the basis to change and move through what has probably already taken place. It is a fact of life, sadly, that whilst we crave the positive, the negative is also there. And we know what makes us feel better. For many years, I've seen clients that have come to me wanting to resolve negative past experiences or heal their current circumstances that isn't making them feel 100% themselves. And that last part there, the 100% yourself, really the aim needs to be 100% your true self, because it is your true self that has the ability to transform any feeling and any life circumstance that may well be challenging you at this time. We know there are negative aspects to life and influences. As a hypnotherapist of many, many years, I know all too well just how, for example, the news media can have a detrimental effect on your sense of well-being. Way before I was into the spiritual, I can remember turning the radio off in the car because the stories were too gloomy and too domineering to what I was trying to achieve. And in those days, and I'm talking well over 20 years ago, I didn't have the depth of awareness that I have today. It has expanded and grown over time. And so with that development has come the ability to heal more of the external factors that may well be contributing to a negative feeling. Feelings being a feedback to what we are perceiving. Other than the news and other influences, of course, there are the intentions of others, and these we might not always be aware of. If somebody directs a negative thought towards you at the traffic lights or the roundabout, for example, it doesn't always stick to the consciousness, but sometimes it can influence the unconscious pattern and destiny of you. I would say not to dwell too much on the negative, but just acknowledge that it's there. And, if negativity and influence is affecting you in your daily life to the point that it feels quite extreme, in those points of our lives, it is often the case that we need to make sharp adjustments or life-changing choices. But I would say that if it isn't an extreme situation, you can deal with this internally and take full responsibility to change your internal dialogue and reprogram your unconscious mind so that you can actually use less effort in healing what is otherwise a disease. There are reliable techniques that you can use in order to clear negative intentions and negative influences. And it's something that I do often and is an essential part of my navigation in life. I'm not going to share those with you here today, but you need to know that they do exist, and I liken it to perhaps cleaning my teeth each day. I address my sense of well-being, and that attitude and approach has enabled me to overcome some pretty intense inherited life tests and challenges that probably go back maybe thousands of years. Who knows? The basis for healing and setting your sort of focus and approaching healing is the most important part of dealing with negative influences. Sure, we need to accept what has already taken place because you cannot change this. If it's already taken place, you can't control it. But shifting what has already taken place can bring about a dramatic and remarkable improvement in your life and circumstances. So healing has at the basis of all healing practice, whether it be Reiki, hypnosis, acupuncture, anything whereby we are talking about transitioning from one state of mind to another, there is a basic principle. And this principle is that of the truth. You have to be honest with yourself in order to approach what has already taken place. You have to be immersed in the truth of the situation, not the distortion, not the story, not the wrangle that comes with things we are not so keen on. And at that point of not separating from what is already there, but almost not identifying through what is taken place, through finding a position of truth and harnessing the energy of truth, which is different to the fact of what you might be experiencing. And I repeat that. The energy of truth is very different to the fact of what you might be experiencing. Through positioning yourself and immersing yourself in that true nature of reality that is always there and always will be, you are then in a position to allow that energy to move. And it's from that place that you can access your conscious mind and consciousness. And just that bit of information alone, without the techniques that come and are reliable and can assist you even further, truth is the order of the day. And we can see this in the wider collective of humanity. Truth is the greatest healer, and it is the very first step that we will have to encourage and engage with once this phase of our development has come to pass. Hopefully that gives you some food for thought here. I really would like you to take that into the days and weeks ahead and make it the focal point for how you approach challenges. And with that, I say, peace be with you. And I look forward to seeing you in the next podcast. Remember to follow me on the other platforms as well. And I'll see you soon.